Namaste everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Chetan Ambasada. Today I am going to show you how to estimate glucose by Nelson-Somogyi's method, which is a colorimetric method for estimating reducing sugar. First, let us understand the principle of Nelson-Somogyi's method. Glucose is an aldohexose sugar which can act as a reducing sugar. When glucose is boiled with an alkaline copper tartrate reagent, the glucose reduces cupric ion to cuprous ion. The blue colored copper sulfate of alkaline copper tartrate reagent is reduced to reddish brown precipitates of cuprous oxide. Sodium sulfate is incorporated into reaction mixture to prevent reoxidation of cuprous oxide by atmospheric oxygen. In subsequent reaction, cuprous oxide reacts with arsenomolybdate to give molybdenum blue. The intensity of blue color is measured by colorimeter at 520 nanometer using green filter. The range of this method is 10 to 100 micrograms per ml. Now let us see how required reagents and samples are prepared. First, we have to prepare alkaline copper tartrate reagent by mixing copper reagent A and copper reagent B in a ratio of 25:1. To prepare copper reagent A, take 25 grams of anhydrous sodium carbonate, 25 grams of sodium potassium tartrate, that is also known as Rochelle salt, 20 grams of sodium bicarbonate and 200 grams of anhydrous sodium sulfate. Add distilled water to make the final volume 1 liter. Filter if necessary. As stated earlier, sodium sulfate prevents entry of atmospheric oxygen and thus prevents reoxidation of cuprous oxide. Second, we have to prepare copper reagent B. For that, take 15 grams of copper sulfate pentahydrate, add few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid and make the final volume 100 ml with distilled water. Now take 25 ml of copper reagent A and 1 ml of copper reagent B and mix them to get final alkaline copper tartrate, that is ACT reagent. Prepare this mixture fresh on the day of use. Next, we have to prepare Nelson's arsenomolybdate reagent. For this, dissolve 2.5 gram ammonium molybdate in 45 ml distilled water. Add 2.1 ml sulfuric acid into this and mix well. Simultaneously, dissolve 0.3 gram disodium hydrogen arsenate in 2.5 ml water. Mix all well and keep it at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 to 48 hours or heat at 55 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes. Store this reagent in a glass stoppered brown bottle. Now let us see how standard and unknown samples of glucose are prepared. First, prepare 1000 micrograms per ml stock solution of standard glucose in distilled water and dilute it 10 times to get 100 micrograms per ml working solution of standard glucose. Take 10 ml of this for the experiment. Next, take 10 ml of sample having unknown concentration of glucose. Unknown sample may have high amount of glucose which may produce results that falls out of the range of this method. Therefore, we need unknown diluted glucose sample. For this, take equal amount of unknown glucose sample and distilled water and mix them. For example, 5 ml of unknown glucose sample and 5 ml of distilled water. This is unknown 1:2 diluted glucose sample. We can prepare more diluted unknown sample such as 1:5 or 1:10 depending on the need. Requirements for this experiment are alkaline copper tartrate reagent, Nelson's arsenomolybdate reagent, properly washed 10 test tubes of at least 10 ml volume capacity, 3 samples such as standard glucose sample, unknown glucose sample and unknown 1:2 diluted glucose sample, distilled water 1 ml and 10 ml glass pipettes, colorimeter or spectrophotometer and centimeter graph paper. Now let us see how the procedure or protocol of this experiment is followed. First, label all 10 empty test tubes according to the type of sample. First tube is labeled as blank or B. Next 5 tubes are labeled from S1 to S5 in which standard glucose solution will be added. Next 4 tubes are labeled as U1 to U4 in which unknown glucose samples will be added. Arrange labeled 10 test tubes in a row from B to U4 in a test tube rack. Now take different aliquots of standard, unknown and unknown diluted samples of glucose. First, pipette in standard glucose solution using 1 ml glass pipette. Do not add glucose solution in blank tube. Add 0.2 ml of standard glucose solution in tube S1, 0.4 ml in tube S2, 0.6 ml in tube S3, 0.8 ml in tube S4, 1 ml in tube S5. Thus, 5 aliquots of standard glucose solution are taken. Now, pipette in unknown glucose sample using 1 ml glass pipette. Add 0.5 ml of unknown glucose sample in tube labeled as U1. Add 1 ml of unknown glucose sample in tube U2. Thus, 2 aliquots of unknown glucose samples are taken. Now, pipette in unknown but 1:2 diluted glucose sample using 1 ml glass pipette. Add 0.5 ml of unknown diluted glucose sample in tube U3 and add 1 ml of unknown diluted glucose sample in tube U4. Thus, 2 aliquots of unknown diluted glucose samples are taken. Thus, blank has no glucose, S1 has 20 micrograms, S2 has 40 micrograms, S3 has 60 micrograms and S4 has 80 micrograms, while S5 has 100 micrograms of glucose. However, concentrations of glucose in U1, U2, U3 and U4 are to be found. Now add distilled water in all 10 test tubes to get final volume 1 ml. So pipette in distilled water using 1 ml glass pipette. Add 1 ml distilled water in blank tube. Add 0.8 ml distilled water in tube S1, 0.6 ml distilled water in tube S2, 0.4 ml distilled water in tube S3, 0.2 ml distilled water in tube S4, but do not add distilled water in tube S5 because 1 ml standard glucose solution is already there in it. Add 0.5 ml distilled water in tube U1. Again, do not add distilled water in tube U2 because 1 ml unknown glucose sample is already there in it. Add 0.5 ml distilled water in tube U3. And at last, again do not add distilled water in tube U4 because 1 ml unknown diluted glucose sample is already there in it. Thus, total volume 1 ml is set in all 10 test tubes. Now add 1 ml alkaline copper tartrate reagent in all 10 test tubes. Pipette in alkaline copper tartrate reagent using 1 ml glass pipette. Add 1 ml ACT reagent in tube B and mix it thoroughly. Then add in tube S1 and mix it thoroughly, and so on. Thus, total volume 2 ml is set in all 10 test tubes. After adding alkaline copper tartrate reagent, all tubes must be boiled for 20 minutes. To prevent the loss due to evaporation, cover all tubes with either aluminum foil or plastic cap. Now keep all 10 tubes in boiling water bath for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, allow all tubes to cool down. Once cooled, remove aluminum foil or plastic cap from every tube and arrange all tubes in a test tube rack. Then add 1 ml Nelson's arsenomolybdate reagent in every tube. Pipette in Nelson's arsenomolybdate reagent using 1 ml glass pipette. Add 1 ml Nelson's arsenomolybdate reagent in tube B and mix it thoroughly. Then add Nelson's arsenomolybdate reagent 1 ml in tube S1 and mix it thoroughly, and so on. Thus, total volume 3 ml is set in all 10 test tubes. Now, add 7 ml distilled water in all tubes to dilute the color developed and to make final volume 10 ml. Pipette in distilled water using 10 ml glass pipette. Add 7 ml distilled water in tube B. Then add 7 ml distilled water in tube S1 and so on. Thus, final volume 10 ml is set in all 10 tubes. Now, mix the content thoroughly by inverting every tube to get homogeneous blue color throughout the tube. To measure the color of the content, take OD of every tube at lambda 520 nanometer using green filter in colorimeter. To minimize the color of blank, take OD of blank tube, record it and then set 0.0 in colorimeter. Thus, we have OD of tubes S1 to S5 and U1 to U4. Now, using the OD and concentration of standard glucose, we have to prepare standard or calibration curve. Take a centimeter graph paper and write the name of the experiment as title on top of the graph paper. Draw x-axis horizontally at 1 centimeter above the bottom of the graph paper. Next, draw y-axis vertically at 1 centimeter away from left side of the graph paper. Label 0, 0 where both axes crosses each other. This is called as the origin. Now place in increasing order the value of concentration of glucose on x-axis at a distance of 1 centimeter starting from origin. Label x-axis as concentration of glucose in micrograms. Based on the maximum OD of standard samples, select the range of OD and make 5 or 6 equal divisions of it and place these values of OD in increasing order on y-axis at a distance of 1 centimeter starting from the origin. Label y-axis as OD at lambda 520 nanometer or A520. Write the scale of x-axis and y-axis on top right corner of the graph paper. Now plot the first point where concentration and OD of S1 intersects. Similarly, plot second point where concentration and OD of S2 intersect. Next, plot the third point where concentration and OD of S3 intersect. Plot the fourth point where concentration and OD of S4 intersect. Finally, plot the fifth point where concentration and OD of S5 intersect. Now draw the straight line arrow starting from origin in a way that it passes from or touches to maximum points. This is OD versus concentration graph or standard graph or calibration curve of glucose. Now we have to find the concentration of glucose of unknown samples from this standard graph. For this, we have to plot values of OD of unknown samples. For example, OD of U1 is 0.04. Connect it to plotted straight line of standard. This corresponds to 40 micrograms on x-axis. Thus, the concentration of U1 is 40 micrograms. Next, the OD of U2 is 0.09. Connect it to plotted straight line of standard. And this corresponds to 90 micrograms on x-axis. Thus, the concentration of U2 is 90 micrograms. Next, the OD of U3 is 0.03. Connect it to the plotted straight line of standard, and that corresponds to 30 micrograms on x-axis. Thus, the concentration of U3 is 30 micrograms. At last, the OD of U4 is 0.06. Connect it to the plotted straight line of standard, and that corresponds to 60 micrograms on x-axis. Thus, the concentration of U4 is 60 micrograms. Thus, concentration of U1 is 40, U2 is 90, U3 is 30, and U4 is 60 micrograms. Now we have to calculate mean concentration of glucose of unknown samples. Unknown glucose samples U1 and U2 have 40 and 90 micrograms respectively, while 1:2 diluted unknown glucose samples U3 and U4 have 30 and 60 micrograms respectively. As U3 and U4 samples are 1:2 diluted, their concentrations must be doubled. So, U3 and U4 samples now have 60 and 120 micrograms of glucose respectively. The aliquots of sample U1 and U3 is 0.5 ml. So, their concentrations must also be doubled to get final concentrations per 1 ml. Now, the concentrations of U1 and U3 are 80 and 120 micrograms per ml respectively. The aliquots of sample U2 and U4 is 1 ml. So their concentrations are not doubled. Thus, final concentrations of glucose in U1 is 80, U2 is 90, U3 is 120, and U4 is 120 micrograms per ml. Now, the average of these four readings will give mean concentration of glucose, and that is 102.5 micrograms per ml. Thus, concentration of glucose in the unknown sample is 102.5 micrograms per ml. Thanks for watching. If you find this video useful, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. Namaste.